Now at 5, teenagers arrested. The overnight crime spree police say they stopped after a chase through Indy streets.
Preparing for the Delphi murders trial. Tonight, why more money is needed in Carroll County.
Sunshine and near 80 today, and it's going to be a warm weekend. I'll have your forecast.
And we're getting an update on the injured Colts players.
The three big names who won't be taking the field in Jacksonville. Live from Indy, you're watching 13 News.
Well, tonight, 3 teens accused of multiple armed robberies are under arrest. Metro Police say the crime spree came to an end with a police chase on the west side early this morning near 38th and Georgetown Road.
And that's where the suspect's car rammed into another driver before crashing just a block away. Thanks for inviting us in on this Friday night. It's 5 o'clock. I'm Scott Swan, in tonight for Anne Marie.
And I'm Felicia Lawrence. Our Marion County reporter Lauren Kostick shares how police tracked the young suspects.
Well, police say that chase ended here at 38th and Georgetown Road when the suspects crashed into another car. But that still didn't stop them. They kept going, crashing again just up the road.
The 3 young suspects popped up on IMPD's radar late Thursday night. Calls about armed robberies around the west side.
Thursday late evening, early Friday morning, there was an incident in which officers alerted other district officers to possible robberies.
Witnesses and license plate readers ultimately helping officers narrow in on the vehicle involved, spotting it early Friday morning. Officers initiated a traffic stop, but the suspects sped off, prompting a police pursuit.
Just past Welch.
Moments later, the suspect's car crashed into a stopped car at the intersection of Georgetown and 38th Street. The driver inside becoming trapped and was rescued by firefighters. Despite the damage, the suspect's car kept going, crashing again.
214 in foot pursuit.
Police say the 3 teens took off, 2 of them immediately caught, and the third running into a wooded area.
Dark pants, gray hoodie, face mask, just went westbound over the fence.
Canines and drones ultimately locating the suspect. An arrest, IMPD says, wouldn't have been possible without the community's help.
Again, this showcased and highlighted how important it is for our community, our victims, to not be victimized and come forward and speak up.
Right now, robbery detectives are still searching for evidence and video at these multiple scenes. They ask anyone with information to contact IMPD or Crime Stoppers. In Indianapolis, Lauren Kostick, 13 News.
And again, detectives are not sure how many robberies or attempted robberies these suspects were involved in. They are still investigating. As soon as we learn more, we'll be sure to let you know.
Tonight at 5, Metro Police investigators are now trying to figure out the cause of a deadly crash. This happened around 10:30 this morning near Washington Street and Sherman Drive. Officers told us they found a car on fire with the driver inside after crashing into a tree. They believe that speed may have played a role in this crash. The driver who died was the only person in that car.
Tonight, the Marion County coroner is identifying 2 people killed in a murder-suicide on the east side of Indianapolis.
Now, Metro Police are telling us their daughter called them after hearing some gunshots coming in the garage. Officers said she also told them her parents had been arguing all afternoon at the house near 30th and Midhofer.
Police found 47-year-old Claudia Perez Lopez in critical condition when they responded to the shooting around 7 last night. However, she has passed away since then.
Police found 51-year-old Juan Perez Mendez dead in the garage. The coroner ruled his death a suicide. Tonight at 5, we're also learning the name of a 21-year-old man found dead on the near northeast side of Indianapolis. Metro Police found the body of Duron Martin Jr. near 21st and Sheldon Street. Officers initially said his injuries were consistent with trauma. They later determined someone shot him. However, they were not sure when that shooting took place.
Well, tonight, a Taylor High School basketball coach is in jail, accused of having an inappropriate relationship with one of his players.
Randy Sullivan, who goes by the name Scott, faces several charges, including sexual battery.
Our Chase House spent the morning in Kokomo, where the district held a meeting for parents to voice their concerns. And Chase, can you tell us what the main takeaway was?
It was really all about the protocols and restrictions being put in place by the district and how they plan on educating students about grooming. Over 20 parents met with Superintendent Steve Deshawn bright and early Friday morning to discuss the school's steps in keeping their students safe. Many asked questions on what new safeguards will be put in place to establish boundaries between teachers and coaches with their children. One way the school plans on doing this is by ensuring students are never left alone with an educator or coach. Ahead at 6, what other protocols we could see coming to the Taylor School District and how they could affect extracurricular activities. Reporting in Kokomo, Chase Howell, 13 News.
Police in Anderson tonight are trying to figure out what led to the death of a 61-year-old man. Officers discovered his body during a welfare check around 7 last night. The Madison County coroner will now conduct an autopsy to determine what killed him. The coroner will also release the man's name after they talk to his family.
And we are now just 10 days from the start of the Delphi murders trial.
And as we first told you last night on 13 News at 6, the total cost of this trial could be more than $4 million. This afternoon, our Rich Knight talked with a Carroll County worker who's on the committee estimating those costs.
Rich joins us live from the newsroom tonight. Rich, can you fill us in on what you've learned?
Carroll County first estimated the cost of the trial at $2.1 million, but that estimate was made in late 2022. This week, county officials gave public notice asking the county council for an additional $2.2 million to pay for Richard Allen's trial. The county's emergency management director serves on the committee that came up with that figure. He says the delayed and now longer trial, expert witnesses, housing and feeding the jury from Allen County, and extra security in Delphi all combine to escalate the cost. That takes us to a total of over $4 million estimated cost for Carroll County to pay for, host, put on this trial. Is that as staggering to you as it is to me?
It is. It's a lot of money, especially for a small county like us. But we want to make sure that we have a fair, safe, and secure trial.
Can you speak to just how important this trial is to your community?
Well, they want closure, I think, is the biggest thing. But we also got to make sure that everybody's rights are protected in this too. So it's an important thing, you know. Been a long time.
A long, costly, emotional process for an entire community. Abby Williams and Libby German were found murdered near the Monon High Bridge in Delphi on February 14th, 2017. The trial is scheduled for 5 weeks. Jury selection begins October 14th.
Right, Rich, thanks so much. And as you know, we have been covering this case since those teens were killed more than 7.5 years ago. We're going to keep you updated as we get closer to this trial. You can scan this QR code to see all of our past coverage. It'll take you right to WTHR.com/Delphi.
And we are in the Weather Center with Angela this afternoon. Here's a look outside. As you can see, beautiful blue skies. Today's beauty, today's perfect weather should not be understated at all because we have had so many days of it, and it looks like it's going to look like that for the foreseeable future.
It is. Rain chances are near zero over the next 7 days, so another sunny stretch building for central Indiana. Now, we do have some temperature swings to talk about, but it's going to be warm as we head into the weekend. It was warm today, too. We're still close to 80 degrees. We have 80 in Connorsville, 79 Crawfordsville, also 79 degrees at Morris Reservoir, 78 Bunker Hill, and lots of sunshine. It's going to be a great night for high school football. The Friday night forecast includes temperatures in the mid-70s for kickoff. Our game of the week, Twin Lakes and Hamilton Heights. Temperatures will drop into the mid-60s by the fourth quarter. Let's continue the football theme. Going to be a great day for Ball State and Western Michigan. This is up in Muncie at 2 o'clock kickoff with temperatures in the mid-70s. You'll need the sunglasses for any outdoor activity this weekend, and actually looking ahead, those rain chances near zero. The rain that we did get last Friday night definitely helped the drought monitor situation, but as we look ahead, this could get worse again because our weather pattern is expected to be dry. More on that in the full forecast.
Angela, thanks so much. It is official, and it's not good news. Some of the Cold Star players will not be playing Sunday in Jacksonville.
So the team provided an update on their injuries today, and they ruled out that running back Jonathan Taylor He hurt his ankle in the game against the Steelers this past weekend.
The team also ruled out cornerback Kenny Moore II and defensive end Kwity Paye. We don't know yet if quarterback Anthony Richardson will play Sunday. As you know, he hurt his hip against the Steelers and was limited in practice all week long. A big front office change for the Indiana Fever.
Current GM Len Dunn is moving into a new position with the team. Dunn, who was once the team's head coach, will now serve as a senior advisor to the Fever. She returned to the Fever before the 2022 WNBA draft and helped build the roster this past season, helping the Fever return to the playoffs for the first time in 8 years.
Amber Cox will join the Indiana Fever later this month as the chief operating officer and general manager. Cox served as the COO of the Dallas Wings the past 2 seasons. Today, a nonprofit made sure all the students at Promise Prep have a new pair of shoes.
Samaritan's Feet International provided the shoes for all 140 K-5 students at the school near 56 and 465. Community volunteers made sure that each child got the right fit, in addition to a new pair of socks and a Hope Tote drawstring bag.
That's nice.
Yeah, giving back to the community. A Central Indiana family is one step closer to moving into their new home after a Habitat for Humanity build today.
The city of Fishers teamed up with Habitat for their second annual panel build event. Nearly 100 volunteers got together at Holland Park, putting together the exterior and interior wall panels for a future home. Nice effort there. You're going to see a sea of pink at Military Park tomorrow morning for the Susan G. Komen More Than Pink Walk.
Thousands of people are expected to participate, and they're helping to raise money for breast cancer research.
Check-in and on-site registration begins at 8 tomorrow morning. I'll be out there as well because my wife and I are the co-hosts of the More Than Pink Walk, and it looks like weather's just going to be spectacular for it.
Wonderful.
This is so important, and for people to understand and to know that their vote is going to count, it gives me goosebumps.
Put to the test.
What Marion County election workers did today to make sure that every voting machine is ready for the big day. That's new at 5:30. But first at 5, we are getting excited for some Operation Football.
Dave will join us in about 10 minutes with a look at the games they're covering tonight.
Plus, we're getting a new look at some of the more of the devastation across North Carolina.
We'll tell you how people are managing to get around these hardest hit areas. All coming up next.